On a Saturday afternoon at Millett Hall in Oxford, Ohio, we welcome you to women's college basketball for the Mid-American Conference, where tonight the division-leading Kent State Golden Flashes invade Oxford, Ohio to take on the RedHawks from Miami. We welcome you inside to Millett Hall for this Saturday afternoon matchup. The RedHawks coming in after a very disappointing loss at Eastern Michigan on Wednesday. 80-53 was the score up in Ypsilanti. Lauren Dickerson did not play in that game, so obviously a scoreless night for her. The Redhawks tied for third in the MAC East with Akron. And in that game against Eastern Michigan the other day, the Redhawks just could not move the ball offensively. 26 turnovers for Miami in that game as well is the season high for them. Looking to bounce back from that. Also a 76-70 loss at Central Michigan on Saturday, so a two-game losing streak after the Michigan road trip for the Miami Redhawks. For Kent State, it's been a pretty good season. This is their first game against a divisional opponent this year. They're pretty hot. A two-game winning streak for them, coming off a 79-71 win at Northern Illinois on Wednesday. Also a 75-63 win versus Western Michigan on Saturday. A team chosen to finish third in the MAC East preseason poll for the East Division is pretty hot coming into this one in Oxford tonight. 3-2 on the road is Kent State, 9-6 overall, 2-2 in the MAC. It should be a pretty good test for the home team Redhawks from Miami tonight. We will have our starting lineups and national anthem coming up here from Millett Hall right now, and then the play-by-play of the first half. Patrick Geshan with you here from Oxford, Ohio. Let's join the Millett Hall public address. Here's Scott Schreiber.
Kent State Golden Flashes and your Miami RedHawks. Right now, ladies and gentlemen, we and remove your hats as today we honor America with the playing of our national anthem. Thank you. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to introduce the starting lineups for today's teams, beginning with the visiting Flashes of Kent State. And starting today at forward is a 6'2 freshman out of Louisville, Kentucky. Wearing number 4, it's Nyla Blackford. The other forward is a 6'2 sophomore, hailing from Strongsville, Ohio, number 44, Lindsey Thal. At guard today for the Golden Flashes, a 5'4 sophomore coming from Boston, Massachusetts, number 3, Asia Dingle. 5'11 freshman guard from Newark, Ohio, it's number 14, Katie Shumage. And a 5'8 freshman from Olmsted Falls, Ohio, wearing number 20, Claire Kelly. And the rest of the Flashes. The assistant coaches for Kent State include Mike McGee, Morgan Tolles, and associate head coach Fran Rakia. The head coach in his 4th season at KSU is Todd Starkey.
Step back, look at a 3 on the way, and there's your new record holder. Hawk with 3 in a row. With a rebound, turns, fires, and will get the and one. When they get in trouble, they be calling us. We get on our chest like warriors. When we get it going, no stopping us. 'Cause we
Introducing the starting lineup for your Miami RedHawks. And starting at forward for the Hawks is a 6-foot redshirt junior coming from St. Peters, Missouri. It's number 35, Abby Hoff. The 6'2 senior forward from St. Charles, Missouri, number 32, Savannah Kingster. And starting at guard, the 5'8 freshman out of Lynchburg, Ohio, number 25, Peyton Scott. The 5'10 junior guard coming from Germantown, Wisconsin, wearing number 23, Kenzie Schmitz. And the 5'3 senior from Indianapolis, Indiana, number 13, Lauren Dickerson. And the rest of your Miami RedHawks. Video Operations Director Lindsey Pluckett. The Director of Basketball Operations Connor Lepping. The assistant coaches for the RedHawks, Sahar Nusende, Tiffany Swapper.
All right, and with that, we are ready to go here this afternoon from Millett Hall in Oxford. Patrick Geshan with you here. Kent State and Miami ready to tip off here at quarter number 1. Starting lineups, if you missed them, number 3, Asaya Dingle for Kent State. Number 4, Nyla Blackwood. Number 14, Katie Shoemate. Number 20, Claire Kelly. And number 44, Lindsay Thal for the RedHawks. Lauren Dickerson will make the start tonight. Number 13, Kenzie Schmitz. Number 23, Peyton Scott. Number 25, Savannah Kleesner, number 32, and Abby Hoff, number 35, will start for Miami. So 10 minutes are on the clock here to begin quarter number 1 from Millett Hall. Kent State in their road navy blue jerseys with a white and gold stripe down each side. Yellow lettering and white numbers. Miami their home white jerseys with red letters and red numbering, black trim. As Miami will go right to left across the radio here to begin things in quarter number 1 from Millett Hall. Glad you're with us on Red Hawk Radio today. So Savannah Kleesner will take the opening tip against Nyla Blackwood, and it's a clean win for Savannah Kleesner. And she hands it back for Lauren Dickerson, who's across the timeline on the right wing. Far side pass, Peyton Scott collects. Back for Dickerson, top of the key, moves toward the near side. Standing on the arc, Kleesner for Scott. Far wing, walks back up to the point, and a pass to the far corner. Kleesner trying to baseline drive from that far side. Her shot went off the iron and back out of bounds almost on the far sideline. Kent State able to collect it in front of their own bench and corral the ball back the other way. Asaya Dingle. And her pass to the far corner, picked up by Scott. Fast break the other way, she's up the right wing. And stripped to the ball at the right elbow, and Kent State and Miami tie up under the Golden Flashes hoop. It's a jump ball whistle as Kleesner had her hands on it, along with number 44 in blue, Lindsay Thal, the possession arrow in favor of Kent State. Just 41 seconds into quarter number 1. Miami fans are standing here waiting for the RedHawks' first points. Asaya Dingle, left wing drive. Her shot off the glass and it went right to the hoop. Scott, quick feet up ahead under the hoop, but not able to put it through as Abby Hoff. She was too far under the iron and threw it right off the bottom of the rim. Kent State returns to the offensive end. Nyla Blackwood, right wing off the glass, puts it in. She knocked over Kleesner, who was in the fence under the hoop, and the referees did whistle a call. 2-0 Kent State inside a minute inside of this first quarter. As they pass it to Hoff, far corner, up top to the right wing, Dickerson walks it across the court, stops at the point, 14 to shoot for Miami. Dickerson on it, pass to the far side, Kleesner, free throw line jumper is good for Kleesner from about 16 feet. And we're tied at 2 here with 8:20 to go in the first. Asaya Dingle, pass to the near side. Trolling for the Golden Flashes was Claire Kelly. Far side pass, Lindsay Thal on the left wing. Top of the key 3, Shoemate launches it off and good. Katie Shoemate. And the freshman guard of Newark, Ohio gives the Golden Flashes the 5-2 lead. Dickerson, left side of the paint, was able to win a battle against Dingle to get room to fire off a little jumper from about 10 feet out to make it a 5-4 Golden Flashes lead. And the Golden Flashes return down to the offensive end of the court. Claire Kelly, pass inside, it went off the glass, but no good for Nyla Blackwood. Hawks corral the rebound and will try to come out of their own end with it. Dickerson, without any pressure, is over the timeline on the right wing. Lost control of the ball though. Scott picks up far wing. Shoemate got her hands in there for Kent State. Pass to the near corner, Abby Hoff. But before that happened, a Miami player knocked down to the baseline drive and a foul coming up against Kent State. Kenzie Schmitz was trying to pass it across the baseline to the near corner where Hoff was waiting. First foul of the game, whistle to Kent State. Dickerson gets an inbound pass, top of the key, 15 to shoot for Miami. Far side, here's Scott to the far corner. Kleesner has it above her head. Defense from Shoemate. Kleesner trying to work on Shoemate. With her back to her, pass to the near side. A little jumper from the corner, missed there off the hands of Hoff. Offensive rebound, Miami though, gets it under the hoop. Hoff came in to assist Kleesner's shot off the glass, but it missed. The ball on the floor, and we get a whistle here. It was in the hands of Asaya Dingle, and Hobby Hoff was reaching for it as well. And I guess they say it's going to be a jump ball. The possession arrow favors Miami. So Kleesner hands off to Dickerson. A little give and go off the inbound. Dickerson far corner, dribbling left and right. Nice moves there, but the shot no good off the glass. Dingle with the defense. And they're going to whistle a foul on Dingle as they say Dickerson was contacted too much. And Lauren Dickerson, number 13 in white, will head to the line.
For Miami, it's number 13, Lauren Dickerson.
So Dickerson here, a 79.2% free throw shooter on the year, will launch the first one and make it good. 5'3" senior out of Indianapolis. Again, no points against Eastern Michigan the other day. Had 15 against Central Michigan last Saturday. We'll sink the second free throw. Miami with the lead now at 6-5. 6:45 to go here in this first quarter. Pass to the top of the key for Kent State. Launching a three, and it's good. Lindsay Thal for the Golden Flashes. Will give Kent State the 8-6 lead. And back and forth we go here early on in the first quarter. RedHawks on the offensive end of the floor. Dickerson, little shovel pass down low, and the RedHawks committing an offensive foul. Kenzie Schmitz will pick up her first. Little shove under the hoop against Shoemate. Kent State has a team shooting 3 for 4 in their last 4 field goals. Dingle over the middle of the timeline. Far side pass, Lindsay Thal. Gave it back, Nyla Blackwood. To the right wing, Claire Kelly. Left wing pass, Katie Shoemate. Dribbling outside the arc, decides to charge toward the free throw line. Little cross court, and a shovel shot there from the right side. Missed. Now we get a whistle for a foul. And this appears to be on the RedHawks. Savannah Kleesner under the hoop. Must have made some contact with 6:08 to go in the first. 8-6 lead for Kent State. So Kelly McLaughlin will make her first appearance for Miami after the timeout. Savannah Kleesner will sit as she has earned the personal foul in the last play. Left side pass on the inbound, and it's good, and a quick shot off the hands of Katie Shoemate, number 14 in blue. 10-6 lead for the Golden Flashes. Dickerson for Brie Paulson at the top. Our side pass, Dickerson, top of the key, held it above her arms. And then a little shot here, a three-pointer. Dickerson far side from the Kent State bench was short off the iron. Dingle over the timeline, middle of the floor, left wing drive, pulls up left elbow, jumper too hard off the iron, offensive rebound, Kent State. Nyla Blackwood, little handoff, Dingle, baseline drive from the right side, missed her first shot, the second putback is good off the rim. And Dingle's the sophomore guard out of Boston, Mass. Gives Kent State the 12-6 lead here early on. Dickerson controlling the Miami offense. Far side pass, McLaughlin, the jumper's good from right around the arc. That was about 20 feet out from McLaughlin. 12-8, Kent State leads it now with 5:05 to go in the first, and we get a whistle here. On the Kent State possession, I believe we have a Miami player bleeding. And that would be number 23, Kenzie Schmitz, who has to leave the game. Looks like a problem with her left leg. So she'll get attended to by the trainer, and the RedHawks will bring in number 0, Monique Esperand. Monique Smith and Hannah Young will trade places for Kent State. They're going to come in. Side Dingle top of the key. Far side pass for Thal. Returns to Dingle right wing. 15 to shoot for Kent State after the stoppage. Inside 5 to go here in the first quarter. Lindsay Thal, far side pass, left wing, Hannah Young. Up top for Dingle, top of the key, Shoemate, drive in. It's no good, off the iron. She knocked over McLaughlin in the lane drive, and the Rocks will get it back. Peyton Scott, a laser pass in the near corner for a three. It's good by Bree Paulson. 4.5 to go in the first quarter, 12-11 Kent State. Rocks put together a small run here. Pass to the top of the key, left elbow drive and a pull-up jumper. Missed there off the hands of Dingle. Near side, the rebound came and Shoemate picked it up offensively. Fired off a three and it was good for Kent State. As Shoemate did that all by herself, took one bounce off the left side of the iron, went straight in the air and sunk through. 15-11 Golden Flashes. Dickerson trying to drive to the middle of the lane for Miami as she traveled with 4:05 to go in the first quarter, and it brings us to our first media timeout of the game. Kent State 15, Miami 11 early on from Oxford. It appears this will be a close one all afternoon. This is Miami basketball on Red Hawk Radio. Back here at Millett Hall in Oxford, Ohio, Patrick Geshan on Red Hawk Radio. Glad you're with us on this Saturday afternoon. Kent State 15, Miami 11 with 4:05 to go in quarter number one. Golden Flashes 6 for 13 from the field early on. That's 46.2%, including 3 for 3 from three-point land. RedHawks 4 for 9 from the field, 1 for 2 from three-point land. Kent State are already leading the second chance points by a 7-2 margin over the RedHawks. The Golden Flashes moving left to right. Here in this first quarter, we'll inbound the ball from the defensive end of the floor, and taking it all the way down is Isaiah Dingle. Pulls up top of the key and a far side pass. Katie Shoemate turns up top. Monique Smith near wing. Hannah Young back to the top of the key. Lindsay Thal, another long three. It was in and out. McLaughlin the rebound in the MAC logo in the paint to Dickerson over the line left wing. Dickerson left-handed dribble to the free throw line, and she tried to drive down the middle. It was knocked out of her hands, out of bounds, off the Golden Flashes. With 3:40 to go in the first and 23 to shoot. So Dickerson, the inbound near side of the baseline for Miami. Offensive end of the floor, quick inside of McLaughlin. And then outside the arc to Bree Paulson, but the referee on the near side of the floor whistling an offensive foul inside the paint against the RedHawks. And it appears that Peyton Scott is the guilty party or something that happened around the hoop. So Mariah Modkins is in the game now for Kent State. She's going to quarterback the offense on this possession. Takes it around the arc near side. Little hand off to Young. Top of the key. Hannah Young dribbling between the left and right arms. Stops again at the point. Dickerson, her defense, 10 to shoot for Kent State. Pass to the right elbow. Blackwood had it knocked away. Regains control. 5 to shoot. Blackwood, Maclogo drive down the lane. And it's off the glass and in. She split the defenders who are Dickerson and McLaughlin under the hoop. Offensive end for Miami, Monique Esperant, top of the key, shovel down low, Scott wide open, right side of the post. Off the glass and in for a pair of points. And it's 17-13 Kent State. Modkins drive down the right wing. Regains control near the baseline, near corner, steps outside the arc, launching a three, and it's good for Mariah Modkins. She's on the board for the first time tonight. 20-13, Golden Flashes back to a 7-point lead. Dickerson. Top to key. Scott handed it off. Esperant. Near corner McLaughlin. Far side. Paulson. Stutter step move to her left. Back to the far corner. A Scott pass to the near side for McLaughlin, who worked on the defender down low. That was Thal. McLaughlin left side of the post. Off the glass and in for 2. Far corner drive with the baseline. Hannah Young completely took out Peyton Scott with her shoulder. Body check. Hockey style. An offensive foul whistle there against Hannah Young at Kent State, and it'll send the ball back to Miami's offensive end of the floor with 2:14 to go in the first. The RedHawks will bring in Alexis Straw, number 1. They'll also bring in Savannah Kleesner, and it appears Abby Hoff will re-enter the game. It's Dickerson remaining in for the RedHawks over the timeline left side. Hands off for Straw. Now Esperant controls top of the key. Pass to the near side. Here's McLaughlin, cuts across the paint to the right elbow. Back outside Esperant, 13 to shoot for the RedHawks, and she made a drive toward the near side of the floor, but a whistle here against Kent State. Claire Kelly throwing some elbows in the paint. So the RedHawks will inbound here. They huddle after the whistle at the free throw line, but it's not a free throw. Kent State 14 fouls in this first quarter. So one more and the RedHawks will shoot free throws. Straw the inbound. All the way to outside the arc. Dickerson left wing. Left corner jumper off the iron. No good for Kleeser. It was too hard. And back to the way Kent State. Blackwood stops the fast break. Top of the key. Also outside the arc. Mariah Modkins got a pass right wing. Now far corner Young over her head. Modkins far side. A little higher on the arc. And a left side drive after a pass by Blackwood. She was stopped left elbow. The ball deflected outside the arc. Modkins controls top of the key. They have 8 to shoot. Modkins here, dribbling on Dickerson. Goes a shuffle move to the right side of the arc. 3 to shoot, left elbow Blackwood. Dickerson messes with her. They fire off a shot right when the shot clock expires. Blackwood just flailed it off and got it to go from the left elbow. As Dickerson had her hands in there, now the referees are going to review it to see if the shot counts. And if it does, it would, I believe, be a 22-15 lead for Kent State. He didn't have the points to the scoreboard yet, but in my opinion, Blackwood got that shot off in time as the ball was about at the highest trajectory on the shot arc when the shot clock went off. So just a great possession there by Kent State. They never really panicked when the shot clock got below 10. Blackwood just flailed it off from the left elbow, really didn't have any aim on it. And so 2 officials here will take a look at the monitor to make sure this went off in time. The referees today, Bob Enterline, Troy Ramey, and Christine Esparza. And Bob Enterline and Troy Ramey are looking at the monitor at the moment. With a 1:18 to go in this first quarter, they did have the points to the board. So again, if the shots would count, it would be a 22-15 lead for Kent State. And I believe they will count the shot. So the Golden Flashes lead by 7 as we near the end of this first quarter. So the inbound comes from the right to left for the RedHawks. It is Hoff with one bounce to Dickerson, who trots over the line on the right wing. Dickerson from the Kent State bench hands it off for Kenzie Schmitz. Back up top for Straw. Right elbow pass, Kleesner controls near her chest. Straw will drive down the right edge of the paint, off the glass too high. Kleesner though with her board, and she can't get it to go too far right off the glass in the iron. Less than a minute to go in the first quarter. Kent State moving it up the floor. A pass to the left wing by Katie Shoemate, and they say she stepped out of bounds when she caught the feed from Mariah Modkins. As Modkins passed it over the timeline toward the Miami bench. And the offensive end of the floor for Kent State, when Shoemate caught it, she was out of bounds. So the Ducks will get it back for the turnover. 50 seconds to go in the first quarter. Dickerson top the key. Pass far side, Kleesner. Now far corner, walking it up, Kenzie Schmitz. Baseline drive, Kleesner. Near corner three is good from Abby Hoff. She had plenty of room there on the near side to make it a 4-point game. 22-18, the Golden Flashes lead it. Shoemate walks it across the arc to the far side. Claire Kelly back under the hoop. Here's Blackwood off the glass and sinks it. 20 seconds to go in the first. 24-18, Kent State the lead. Dickerson with a shot clock off to command the Miami offense here with 13 seconds left in the first quarter. Dribbling with the right arm at center court right now. Modkins her defense. Dickerson will drive across the arc left side. Pass near corner. Straw catches it. The jumper is too hard over the iron with the buzzer going off. As Straw shot it over the iron for an air ball, and that will end the festivities here after the first 10 minutes with the Kent State Golden Flashes, the division leading Kent State Golden Flashes on top by a score of 24-18. 10 minutes to go here in the second quarter. That's what I guess will be on the clock when we return to Millett Hall after one frame. Back in a moment. This is Miami Basketball on Red Hawk Radio. Back here at Millett Hall in Oxford, Patrick Geshan with you here on this Saturday afternoon on Red Hawk Radio. Glad you're with us. Miami women's basketball team trailing Kent State by a score of 24-18 as we begin the second frame of this game. Well, the Flashes moving left to right in the second quarter. We'll get the inbound here to begin things. Mariah Motkins controls at the top. Nyla Blackwood, right lane drive. It's off the iron short, a little jumper from the right edge of the post. Rax will corral the rebound there and pick it up back the other way. Vanessa Gerolds will touch the ball for the first time in the game on the right wing outside the arc for Miami. Gerolds here nearly losing it to Motkins, and she'll lose it out of bounds. Motkins coming in there for some pretty aggressive defense as Gerolds was just controlling the ball on that far side. And the ball out of bounds off of Motkins. So Miami will inbound here with 9:33 to go. And with 17 to shoot, another failed inbound attempt as Peyton Scott played it off the hands of Motkins and back out that far sideline. Scott, one bounce, and it's into Savannah Kleeser's hands. Right elbow has the ball, and she's taken to the floor, but gets it back. Gerolds a three, too hard, and right. Although an offensive rebound for the RedHawks. Kleeser right elbow picks it up, drive down the right side, and a foul there is whistled. Kent State bench doesn't like the call as Kleeser came down. A little bit too much contact and a shot from the right edge of the post. 41 seconds into the second quarter. And they will bring Kleeser here to the line for a pair. 66.7% free throw shooter on the year. The first one no good. Kleeser second on the team in points per game with 13.7. She had 12 points in the last meeting between these two teams, which was February 27, 2019. That was a Golden Flashes win at Kent State. Kleeser makes the second one, 24-19 your score. Motkins, stretch pass at the left wing, catches Hannah Young far corner, returns to Motkins. Now middle of the lane, a little jumper for the MAC logo in the paint. It's good, off the hands of Blackwood. Nice ball move there, Kent State generating some opportunities. 26-19, they lead it. Minute into the second quarter. Gerolds to the ball near side. Motkins the strip. She ran straight into Peyton Scott on a charge up the floor. They say Scott will commit the foul. That will be the team's first of the quarter. As Motkins just trying to move up the floor. Scott standing in the cluster of players. Peyton Scott at 5'8", Motkins is about 5'3", so kind of a collision there will warrant the foul. Dingle over the timeline, middle of the floor. We'll play it down the right edge, inside the arc, under the hoop, and now we'll get whistled here for an offensive foul. I believe Kent State. Someone must have thrown an elbow toward the left wing, as Dingle had it. 8:45 left here in the second. It is a 7-point lead for the Golden Flashes. Dickerson over the timeline to the right wing, dribbling with the right arm, far side of the floor. Gets it top the key, little shovel pass, and a jumper from 16. Good by Kleeser from the right side. It's making a 5-point lead for Kent State. Blackwood drive down the far side. Gave it back to the far corner outside the arc. Dingle back to the free throw line. Here's Lindsey Thaw, a little dribble inside. She went backwards and put it off the glass for two on Abby Hoff. Dickerson over the middle of the floor. 20 to shoot for Miami this offensive possession. Dickerson spin around move, near side pass. Kleeser working on Young, was able to fade away for a little hook shot with the right arm from the MAC logo in the paint. And it's now a 5-point Kent State lead with 7:53 left in the second. Dingle dribbling right arm, now back to the left arm as she moves outside the arc far side. And we get a whistle here for an offensive foul. Must have been a 3-second violation on number 4, Nyla Blackwood, who was camping out under the hoop. And that'll be the team's second of the second quarter. Kent State, Golden Flashes 4 for 5 in their last 5 field goals. So here is Dickerson, far side pass, a long three, missed from the corner by Kenzie Schmitz. And here comes Kent State over the timeline right side. Katie Shoemate hands it off for a side dingle into the paint, fired it off the iron, and no good, and they whistle a foul on Miami. Fans didn't think there was enough contact there, as Savannah Kleeser will pick up her second personal of the day. Fans are giving the officials their opinion. Monty Freeman will make her first entrance into the game for the RedHawks. And Kleeser will come out after committing her second personal. 2 free throws at the line for Asaya Dingle. Will sink the first one. She's a 71.2% free throw shooter on the year. And the second one too hard, but an offensive rebound. Nyla Blackwood, right edge of the post. Will put it up and in for a pair of points as Monique Esprant completely beat on that last play. So with 7:10 to go in the second, RedHawks trail Kent State 31-23. Dickerson, left wing drive off the glass, no good, but a foul is whistled here as Dickerson now on the floor, wincing in pain. She was brought down pretty hard by Hannah Young. Dickerson will get up on her own power without the trainer coming out and trying to walk it off. And she'll have a pair of free throws coming up at the line. Gotta wonder why, or how much maybe this will impact Dickerson the rest of the way. Still wincing in pain as she fires off the first free throw. Too hard. 79.2% free throw shooter on the year is Dickerson. The second one is good, so that trip to the line, 1 for 2 from the charity stripe. 31-24, the new score. Kent State leads it as the ball went out of the court to the near corner, and Kent State has to go retrieve it, and we'll play it back in. Asaya Dingle over the timeline, middle of the floor, dribbling right arm. 7 minutes to go here in the second. Top of the key, Nyla Blackwood. Far side pass for Shoemate. Back up top, Claire Kelly, dribbling with the right arm. We'll play this one to the near corner for Lindsay Thal. Thal at the right edge of the paint, trying to go back to the near corner. RedHawks will eat up here. The ball in the hands of Lindsay Thal, and a jump ball is whistled. Possession arrow favors Miami as a tag team effort there between Monique Esprant and Amani Freeman to lock it up. So the RedHawks will grab possession. 31-24 your score. Kent State leads it. Dickerson, far side of the floor, in front of the Kent State bench. Dribbles left arm back to the top of the key. Near side pass. Caught by Kenzie Schmitz. Now Freeman works left edge of the paint on Young. Was able to fire off a shot with a left arm off the glass, but they say she traveled. Freeman took too many steps that time. As Deanna Hendricks here throwing out some players we haven't seen at home a lot this year. Freeman is one of them, so is Alexis Straw. Vanessa Geraltz has appeared in this game as well. She hasn't played a whole lot at Millett Hall in the year. Maybe this will try to change things up for a Miami team 1-3 in the MAC. Quick pass inside. Nyla Blackwood, number 4, finishes it off. 33-24, the lead for Kent State. Dickerson, right side drive. It's off the glass, hung on the iron, but dropped short. So Kent State here, long shovel pass ahead. Shoemate to the offensive end of the floor. Blackwood controls right wing. We'll take it back to the near side and then hand off. Dingle dribbling left arm, top of the key, 15 to shoot, getting directions from the Kent State bench behind her. Dingle tries a right lane drive on Dickerson, flails a shot up and it's in from the post, and Deanna Hendricks has had enough. She will whistle her first timeout of the game, and it will be immediate timeout as well. 5:36 remains here in the second quarter. Kent State is coming through here with a 7-1 run in the last 2 minutes and 24 seconds. They lead it by a score of 35-24 at Millett Hall. Back in a moment. This is Miami Basketball on Red Hawk Radio. 5:36 is left in the second quarter. Kent State 35, Miami 24. RedHawks using their first timeout of the game to create that media timeout. Kent State leading the second chance points in this one so far by an 11-3 margin. RedHawks are 9 for 21 from the field in the game for 42.9%. Kent State 15 for 25 for 60%. Much more efficient field goal shooting team is Kent State this afternoon. RedHawks, after the timeout, trying to rally together some offense. Kelly McLaughlin back in the game, controls the ball on the far side, returns to Westbrand far corner, driving across the court, hits the brakes at the middle of the paint and fires it through for two. Good play there by the 5'9" junior guard out of London, England. Had 3 points in the game against Eastern Michigan the other day. So 35-26 the score. The Golden Flashes are on top as we near the halfway point of this second quarter. Right elbow, little juke move there by Nyla Blackwood in the paint, and then she coughed it up on a shot. Dickerson back over the line left wing for Miami. We'll have it near side, pass to the paint. McLaughlin working there, little right-handed hook shot is good. Nyla Blackwood had the defense but couldn't quite get her hands on the ball as McLaughlin shot it off. RedHawks here have scored on 2 straight possessions to make it a 7-point Kent State lead. Dingle top of the key. Far side pass here for Thal. Returns up top to the point. Blackwood, little feed inside. Shoemate has to come back outside the arc. Now a 3 from the point. Blackwood sinks it. After a feed from the left side by Lindsay Thal, Blackwood flails it off and makes it. That was her first 3-point attempt of the game. RedHawks have a ball stripped away by Claire Kelly on the far side, offensive end of the floor. Kelly over the timeline, left wing. Gave it to Blackwood, pass outside, controlled here by Thal. Now it's Kelly. Back for Thal, far side. Tingle, left elbow, dribbling right arm. Little push off there from Lauren Dickerson, who threw her arms up in the air. The shot was no good, but it's going to be an offensive foul here against Asaya Dingle as she used Dickerson to push off and get room for the shot. And Dickerson just put her arms up in the air and walked back to the hoop. So a 10-point Golden Flashes lead here with 3:52 remaining in the second. Dickerson, the right arm dribble over the timeline, right wing. The Kent State bench hands it off. Kenzie Schmitz, top of the key. Pass to the right elbow. McLaughlin back for Esprand. We get a whistle here. An offensive foul on Miami. They say McLaughlin whistled for the foul, and she created kind of an aggressive screen after the pass to Esprand. Modkins over the timeline on the left side, so that is 3 team fouls rather for Miami. Kent State has 4 as a team in this second quarter. Shoemate, top of the key. Near side pass. Finds Thal. Little right elbow shovel to Blackwood. Goes deeper into the offensive end of the floor. Blackwood fired off the glass, no good. But a foul here on Paulson, who reached her arm in. She was on defense there, and that will be the first personal against Paulson. So Blackford here at the line for a pair. 3:19 remains in the second. That's the 4th team foul against Miami. And the first one short from the charity strike. Blackford starting every single game this year. She had 19 points in the game on Wednesday at Northern Illinois. That was second on the team. Asaya Dingle had 20 in that game. The second free throw missed as well. RedHawks catch a break there. Still a 10-point game. Dickerson will catch the rebound over the timeline. Back for a free-throw line jumper. Missed off the hands of McLaughlin. Rebound picked up by Shoemate. Over the timeline, middle of the floor. Will hit the MAC logo, middle of the paint. Far side pass for Modkins. Little shovel down low. Far corner. Shoemate walks it up to the top of the arc. Bouncing with the left and right arm. Far side feed for Blackford. Nyla Blackford. A little drive down the baseline from the far side. Gets it to go. Nyla Blackford leading the team in points. She has 19 today for Kent State already. Esprand, near side outside the arc for the RedHawks. Gave it back for Dickerson, who controls of the Miami M at half court. 15 to shoot, 2.5 to go in the second quarter. Dickerson launches a 3 after a right step shovel. That missed, and McLaughlin, though, will pick up the offensive board under the hoop and finish it off for 2. It's good awareness there by McLaughlin to go after the rebound. Still a 10-point lead for the Golden Flashes, 40-30. Far side pass, it's in and out off the hands of Lindsay Thal. Offensive board from Shoemate, right edge of the post. It's off the glass and in for her. And Katie Shoemate will make this a 12-point game. 42-30, the Golden Flashes lead. Dickerson, left edge of the paint, got it back. McLaughlin, far side, a three is good from Bree Paulson. In front of the Kent State bench with a 1:45 to go in the second. Claire Kelly, top of the key for Blackford. Dribbling with the left arm. Far side, back to the near side. Modkins now has it for Kent State. Right arm dribble, will walk it outside of the arc. Modkins here. Cross the arc on the far side, 6 to shoot. Still with the ball inside. Blackford in the post. Found room, her shot short from right under the hoop. RedHawks picked the rebound up, and Dickerson over the line left wing. 1:15 to go in the second. Dickerson finds room. Three-pointer right wing is good for Lauren Dickerson. Finally gets one to go after 3 three-point attempts in the game. And the RedHawks trail by 6, 42-36, with a minute left now in the second quarter. Modkins dribbles with the left arm. Right at half court on the Miami Amp. Dickerson to defense. Modkins still with the ball, 10 to shoot. She just likes to control it for the Golden Flashes. Far side pass. Shoemate traveled. And she tried to try from outside the arc on the left wing. And that will turn the ball over to Miami here with 45.6 seconds left in the second quarter. The shot clock at 30. Dickerson got the inbound pass from the hands of Abby Hoff. Dickerson hits the brakes at the arc right wing. Will walk it back top of the key. Modkins to defense, knocked it free. Ball to the near side, rolling on the floor. Modkins got it back. She stole it out of the hands of Kenzie Schmitz, who was on the floor catching the ball when it rolled to the near side. And when Modkins picked it up and took it past Kenzie Schmitz, she traveled. So with 33.2 seconds left, RedHawks get a fresh shot clock here at 30. And will inbound from the offensive end of the floor near side. Hoff on the left wing will toss it to Dickerson. Just waiting here, about a 2-second difference. The shot clock is in front of the game clock. Dickerson, middle of the floor, just going to try to wait this one out with 18 to shoot. Dribbling left arm here. Modkins to defense, waiting to pounce at any time. Dickerson keeping her eyes up. Takes it to the left wing, outside the arc. Shuffle mover to the right, and her three-pointer is missed. Now near corner, the rebound picked up by Monique Smith, who gets it to Modkins. Now far side, 2 seconds left. Half-court shot is good by number 44, Lindsay Thal. What a shot by Thal, and the bench will come out to meet her as halftime commences at Millett Hall. Lindsay Thal got the ball and just flailed it up with less than 2 seconds left. A buzzer beater shot from just over the timeline near half court. And we've reached halftime at Millett Hall. Kent State on top by a score of 45-36 over Miami. What a play there by Lindsay Thal. The three-pointer good. She has 8 in the game now. Mariah Modkins will have her second assist on the play. Kent State will head to the locker room with a 9-point lead. It is Nyla Blackford, the leader at points for the Golden Flashes. She has 19 and is shooting 9 for 14 from the field in the first 20 minutes. Where Miami, 2 people are tied with 8 points apiece to lead the team. That will be Kelly McLaughlin, number 54, and number 13, Lauren Dickerson, who both have 8. And that is where we stand here after 20 minutes from Millett Hall on a Saturday afternoon. Kent State 57.6% rather from the field in that first half. For the RedHawks, 48.3% from the field. Miami 66%, 4 for 6 from the charity stripe. Kent State 1 for 4 from free throw land. Kent State leading the points in the paint by a 22-14 margin. The second chance points also led by Kent State 13-5. Golden Flashes are out rebounding Miami 18-13, including 8 offensive rebounds to Miami's 5 and 10 defensive rebounds for Kent State to Miami's 8. And so we are at a 45-36 score at the half. So in about 13 minutes or so, we will return with the second half call here from Millett Hall. RedHawks going to have to string something together as they will try to snap this 2-game losing streak on their home floor before 2 more road games coming up this week on their schedule. We'll be back in moments. Miami basketball on Red Hawk Radio. Halftime from Millett.
Warma.
Patrick Geshan back with you here at Millett Hall in Oxford, Ohio. As the halftime clock runs down, the Miami RedHawks will look to try to climb back in this women's basketball game. 45-36, the lead. Kent State on top here from Oxford, Ohio. This is game one of a two-game doubleheader across Miami Athletics here on Red Hawk Radio, as the hockey team will take on North Dakota, game two of their series tonight over at Goggin Ice Center. So we will pack up here and head back there to Goggin Ice Center As the RedHawks tying North Dakota last night by a score of 4-4, and the Fighting Hawks winning in a shootout. The #1 team in the nation in Oxford this week on the hockey side of things, so it should be a good one tonight. Hope you'll join me right here on the Red Hawk Radio YouTube channel tonight at 7 o'clock Eastern Time. Kent State with the ball on the offensive side of the floor to begin things in the half, and Nyla Blackford continuing to dominate the Miami defense. Taking a shot there from the left edge of the post. She has 21 points in the game. And the RedHawks now trying to drive up the baseline of the far side. It was Abby Hoff who got stripped there. And a foul committed against Kent State with 9:33 to go here in the third. So they will send Abby Hoff to the line here for a pair. And the first one is good. Abby Hoff 5 for 11 coming into this game in the free throw department. Had 5 points in the game against Eastern Michigan on Wednesday. We'll sink the second one as well. So now 4 points in the game for Abby Hoff to make it 47-38. Kent State offensive end of the floor, right elbow pass to the middle, and it's good. A shot there from Messiah Dingle. Got a feed from Shoemate in the paint. Dingle played it high up the backboard, but it came up and through. Dickerson here across the timeline left wing for Miami. Pass far wing. Kenzie Schmitz dribbles with the left arm. We're going to whistle here for a foul against Kent State, something that happened near the hoop. Asia Dingle will be whistled for her third personal. And they're going to bring Monique Esbrand back in the game. Miami will. Miami men's basketball team playing in Muncie today against the Ball State Cardinals. Their final score 71-62, a loss for the RedHawks today on the men's side of things, so they fall to 8-10 overall. As Ball State outscoring Miami 38-32 in the second half today. RedHawks falling in that game by 9 for More Than Arena. RedHawks will inbound the ball far side of the floor after it went out of bounds in the last offensive possession. 9:02 to go here in the third. They're going to have 17 to shoot, and now the referees are talking about something here. I guess they're deciding if it was tipped out on Miami or Kent State, but the decision after a discussion is that it was tipped out by the Golden Flashes. So the RedHawks will inbound here, far side. Peyton Scott got the pass from Abby Hoff. Scott on the right edge of the floor, outside the arc. Gave it back to Kleesner near corner. Savannah Kleesner working a left arm dribble against Lindsey Thal. Will hook a pass inside for Scott, who got body checked in the paint. And they will call a foul on that. Two referees will. Nyla Blackford will pick up her second personal foul. And with 8:48 to go here in the third quarter, Kent State holding on to that 11-point lead. Peyton Scott, far corner pass for Kleesner, holds it up in the air. Scott, left side, makes it in after a little drive. And so that'll make it a 9-point game with 8:40 to go here in the third. Modkins, pass near wing, Kelly returns to Modkins near corner, Kent State offensive end of the floor. Modkins, pass far side, Shoemate, gave it off for Kelly, and they try to go down low with the ball. Modkins there had it stripped away as Scott knocked it free, and it went off Modkins out of bounds, so Miami will get it here from a Kent State turnover in their own defensive end. Modkins pressing on Peyton Scott, who carries the ball over the timeline, and Modkins retreats to the defensive end of the floor. Scott hits the brakes in front of the Miami bench and walks it back to the timeline. Scott, top of the key, trying a right lane drive, pass near corner, Esbrand shovels back up top to Peyton Scott. Now top of the key. Here's Kenzie Schmitz, returns to Scott right wing. 5 to shoot for the RedHawks. Scott is taken to the floor by Modkins, looks for a pass, goes back for Kleesner, it's tipped out of bounds, and will go off the Golden Flashes, but there's 1 second left to shoot. So this will be a very quick play for Miami, as they're gonna have to pass it in and fire a shot off with 1 second left on the shot clock. It was Abby Hoff, tosses it in. Kleesner right off. When the shot clock expired, the shot would have counted, but it missed too far right. Shoemate dribbles top of the key. Hands off for Nyla Blackford. Mac logo. Dishes outside. Is moving in there for a fake shoemate. Near corner shovel pass. Kelly trips a three. That's too hard. And the rebound picked up by Kleesner under the hoop. Will dribble right arm to the far side. Scott over the timeline on the left wing. Dribbling between the left and right arm. Peyton Scott goes top of the key with the ball. Kenzie Schmitz moving across the arc to the right side. Little pass back, and it's caught here by Peyton Scott. Scott, free throw line, will walk it back to the top of the key. 5 to shoot. Right side drive. Scott shot too hard. Little floater from just inside the right elbow. Modkins, inside pass, shoemate, returns to Modkins, top of the key. 3 minutes into this third quarter, still a 9-point Kent State lead at 49-40. Modkins hits Blackford right elbow, lost the defender Kleesner, and trying to make the move in was Blackford, but she lost control of the ball out near the baseline after a Miami strip. It went off the RedHawks and will return to Kent State for an inbound here on the near side of the floor. .6:52 to go in the third quarter. They get inbound to the top of the key. Thal, far side pass for shoemate. Now in the near wing, Modkins. Near corner, Thal. Cross court to the right wing. Blackford holds it outside the arc. Little pass inside, Thal. Mac logo. Shot on the left side of the post. Off the iron, no good as the shot clock was expiring. Hoff to Peyton Scott. RedHawks have it at the point. Scott pulls up right elbow. Outside the arc, the kick back to Abby Hoff. And now Scott with the ball here at the top of the key for Miami. Will walk it back to the Miami M at half court with 15 to shoot. Scott, right wing outside the arc. Now to the left side they get it. Kenzie Schmitz works free inside the arc, off the glass. Took 2 bounces, no good on the iron. And they're going to say that it's a foul here on Miami as Kleesner, going for the rebound, had too much contact with Mariah Modkins, number 5 in blue for Kent State. And Kleesner will earn her 3rd personal foul of the game and the first team foul for Miami in this third quarter. Kleesner's going to come out of the game now after that foul, so they'll put in McLaughlin. Here comes Modkins over the line. Near side pass, offensive end of the floor for Kent State. Thal trying to go down to the left elbow. Shoemate had it knocked free near the baseline off the RedHawks. And Kent State will earn the possession here with 18 to shoot. Modkins from the baseline, the shortest player on the floor, will try to feather this one up through the paint, but it's tipped by Dickerson, and she has it back the other way. Fast break for the RedHawks. Dickerson far corner, baseline drive from the left wing, stripped away from her by Modkins. She's making plays all over the floor. Just a pest in Miami's offensive possessions tonight. And Modkins here will feed a middle lane drive from Shoemate, who's off the glass and in for 2, and it's 51-40 Kent State. Dickerson for Scott. Top of the key, Alexis Straw. Far corner, a shot there, a little jumper by McLaughlin missed. Modkins picks up the rebound up the floor left side. Shoemate dribbling across her body, hands it off for Modkins, right wing outside the arc. And Modkins here will hold and walk it back toward half court for the Golden Flashes. 15 to shoot. Modkins left arm dribble outside the arc, walks it down low, little pass inside. Nyla Blackford, and it's tipped away. I guess actually a foul whistle. McLaughlin will pick up her 2nd personal. As just a little tip, McLaughlin came in there. The fans didn't think it was enough for a foul, but the referees did. So Kent State inbound here on the near side of the floor. That is the 2nd team foul against Miami in this third quarter. And the inbound comes off the hands of Shoemate to the near side for Lindsay Thal. Return, Shoemate, jumper, near side, missed. Picked up here though by Monique Smith. Hands it back for Thal. And now held by Modkins outside the arc in the right wing with 12 to shoot. 4:50 to go in the third quarter. Modkins to the top of the key. Here's Thal. Long 3-pointer. Too hard off the left side of the iron. No offensive rebound. Modkins, Mac logo. Off the glass, no good. Hannah Young, the offensive board. And she's fouled on a 3rd putback attempt from Kent State by McLaughlin. And that'll be her 3rd and the team's 3rd. And we'll get our first media timeout of this third quarter. 4:39 is left for Millett Hall in quarter number 3. RedHawks trailing Kent State 51-40 on the hardwood This is Miami Basketball on Red Hawk Radio. Back here after the timeout from Millett Hall in Oxford. 4:39 is left in quarter number 3. An 11-point lead for the Golden Flashes from Kent State. As the first free throw is good from Hannah Young, the first of 2 for the visiting team. 82.4% free throw shooter coming into the year. 14 points in her last game against NIU, matched her career high. A graduate of Brookville High School from Forest, Georgia. The second one goes through as well. So, it is a 53-40 lead for Kent State as Alexis Straw passes to the near side for Ramani Freeman, who's back in the game. Straw, right side drive. A foul whistle on her shot that went off the iron, no good. Thinking about the and one play, but couldn't get it to go. Flashes here will clean house a little bit. Nyla Blackford is back in the game. And it appears Claire Kelly is as well for Kent State. So Alexis Straw, who had 6 points against Eastern Michigan on Wednesday, will miss the first free throw. She's only a 26.7% free throw shooter on the year. From nearby Lebanon, Ohio, was the GWOC Conference Athlete of the Year last year at Lebanon High School, or 2 years ago rather. Second free throw was missed. So a 53-41 lead. Thal, far corner. Hands up to the top of the key. Blackford, a little pass back, tipped away by Scott. She's on a breakaway, back down the floor, and Scott will use the right arm to hurl it off the glass and in for a pair. Shoemate down the floor for the Golden Flashes. Feeds it back here for Lindsay Thal. Near side pass, outside the arc, Mariah Motkins has the ball for Kent State. Shovel pass near side for Blackford. Back for Motkins, outside the arc near wing. Dishes Back top of the key. Shoemate launches a three from there. It missed. Too short. Scott picks up the rebound under the hoop. And they say a foul on Kent State as Scott was trying to escape the Miami post. Claire Kelly will pick up her third person, I believe. And it will be Kent State's fifth as a team, so a bonus now for the RedHawks. Peyton Scott will be going 1-1, or 2 shots rather. And the first free throw from Scott goes in and out. 81.8% free throw shooter on the year. From Lynchburg, Ohio, and is the leading program scorer at Lynchburg Clay High School. Will sink the second one to make this a 53-44 lead for Kent State. Nearing the end of the third quarter here. Bodkins, pass back for Shoemate outside the arc, right wing. Now inside for Lindsay Thaw, right elbow. Dishes back, Katie Shoemate. Flailed the ball up, then brought it back down. Little shovel pass inside Nyla Blackford, stripped away. Dickerson 2-on-1 the other way with Straw. Dickerson, left wing Straw, bounce passage. He's off the glass and in for a pair of points. 3 minutes to go in the third. RedHawks stringing together a bit of a run here. 53-46, Kent State on top. 7 points of the day for Scott. Although the player that made that last shot was Straw, she has 3. Pass inside for the Golden Flashes. They were looking there for Shoemate. The ball was stripped away by Amani Freeman and went out of bounds off Miami. So an inbound here for Kent State near side of the floor. Comes off the hands of Shoemate. Pass the near wing, Claire Kelly. Inside for Blackford, and she lost control under the hoop. And let it go out of bounds. Freeman there, a bit of a reach in. The referees will not call it that. They say it just went out of bounds on Blackford. And Kent State is going to call a timeout here with 2:40 to go in the third as the RedHawks stringing together some momentum. And head coach Todd Starkey, the 2017 MAC Coach of the Year, says we need to stop some of that momentum. 46-53, the RedHawks trail the Golden Flashes. 2:40 is left in the third. We'll take a timeout as well. This is Miami Basketball on RedHawk Radio. Kent State calling their first time out of the game with 2:40 to go here in the third quarter. They lead Miami by a score of 53-46 from Millett Hall. Patrick Geshan with you here on RedHawk Radio. Miami leading the bench points 19-5 right now. RedHawks have strung together a 6-0 run in the last 2 minutes. As Dickerson here on the timeline left wing for the RedHawks. Dishes back for Scott. Top of the key. Drive down the right side. Stripped away the ball. It goes into the hands of Modkins. Field offensive attempt that time for the RedHawks. Kent State will drive down the middle of the lane. The shot no good for Shoemate. Gets her own rebound though. And a little jump shot there on Dickerson from about 5 feet out on the far baseline. That is good. 2:07 to go here in the third. Dickerson, left edge of the paint. Dishes back. Freeman the jumper. That missed. Too short, although the rebound picked up by Straw, who throws it off and in for a basket to make it 55-48 Kent State. Modkins, the right arm dribble over the timeline on the right wing. 1:45 is left here in the third quarter. Modkins, one bounce to the far side. Lindsey Thal for Blackford, a little feed down the right wing. And it goes out of bounds off of Blackford. Or did they call a foul? Well, I guess they say it went off Miami. As an inbound coming far side of the baseline for Kent State. Shoemate will toss it in. Golden Flashes have 12 to shoot in this possession. And a pass out of the reach of Thal, top of the key. Has to pick it up in the backcourt. And will race it over the line with 6 to shoot. Thal over for Shoemate, top of the key. Drives to the left side. Spin around move. Macklug with the paint and gets it to go as the shot clock expires. What a play there by Shoemate. A little spin around move from the left to the right. Able to fake the defender Dickerson and got it off the glass and in for a perfect 2. Dickerson for Scott, pulls up for the jumper. Miss from about 20 feet on the left wing. Dickerson able to save it from the near corner. A pass in for Straw. And they are going to wave off that basket as Straw got it to go. I guess a foul here against Kent State a little bit before. Hannah Young is going to come back in for Kent State. Still trying to see who they whistled for the foul. Looks like Claire Kelly got picked up, but she's going to have to come in the game. Hannah Young will replace Sarah Kelly, her 4th personal. And 1 of 2 free throws at the line for Alexis Straw. The first one missed. Miami as a team 1 for 4 in their last 4 field goals. Kent State is not very hot outside the arc right now. 1 for 5 in their last 5 3-pointers. Second free throw missed by Straw. She just cannot make them this year. Shoemate over the line on the left wing. Hits the brakes, top of the key. Little pass to the far side for Modkins. On the right wing here for Kent State. Left elbow trying to feed it down to the near corner. Picked off here by Straw. Good defensive play. Pass top of the key. Scott floats it over for Dickerson. Left wing outside the arc. Dribbling here. Step in. Back out. Launching a 3. Short. Straw able to collect the rebound under the hoop and find some room to put it off the glass and in for 2. Shoemate. That time failed on defense. We get a whistle here as the RedHawks, or Kent State rather, tried to move the ball up the floor. I believe Miami has whistled for a foul. Dickerson made some contact as players were transitioning back the other way. And that will be the first personal against Dickerson in the game. 30 seconds left here in the third quarter. 14 fouls now for Miami. Modkins dribbles between the left and right arm. On the Miami M at half court. 19 left in the quarter, 16 to shoot, so about a 3-second difference. Modkins here, controls top of the key, going toward the right side. Right elbow pass, Blackford, they try to feed it down low under the hoop. It's a tie up in the paint. Paulson was, oh, never mind, it's a foul now. Paulson whistled for a foul, my apologies, I thought they called a tie up. Paulson was down on the floor battling for the ball with a Kent State player. I was not able to see who they were. And instead of a tie-up, they called a foul on Paulson. So that's Paulson's second personal, and the RedHawks now have more than 5 fouls in this quarter. So 2 shots come at the line for Hannah Young, who I guess was also in the tie-up. And she'll make the first one with 9 seconds left in the third. Young averaging 4.6 points per game on the year. The second free throw is good. So it's a 59-50 Kent State lead. Shot clock is off, 5 seconds left. Dickerson offensive end of the floor, right wing, right lane. Drive is good off the glass stand for Dickerson, and Kent State will just hold it here as the time expires in quarter number 3. Dickerson that time all by herself, taking it all the way down the floor and putting it off the glass and in for a pair to make your score after 3 quarters 59-52 in favor of the Golden Flashes from Kent State. We'll take a quick timeout and be back for what should be an exciting fourth quarter here from Millett. These two teams battling for position in the MAC standings, trying to do that this afternoon at Millett. This is Miami Basketball on Red Hawk Radio. 59-52 is the Kent State lead as we are about to begin the fourth quarter play here from Millett Hall. And then the RedHawks will inbound here on the near side. Patrick Geshan with you here this afternoon. Glad you're with us. Abby Hoff with one bounce in for Lauren Dickerson, and we are underway in the final 10 minutes of this game. And a near side three for Peyton Scott. Right off the draw is missed. And she will collect her own rebound at the top of the key for Miami. Scott, far side for Dickerson. Floater at Kleesner. Working left elbow, near side pass. Hoff fires off at three. No good from the corner. Kent State returns to the offensive end of the floor. Josiah Dingle will hit the brakes in front of the Kent State bench and walk it back up to the top. 9:20 to go here in the fourth. 15 to shoot. Dingle, drive down the left side, hands it back. This is Schumann. And her shot is good. From the right edge of the post, just kind of walked it over there innocently. RedHawks defense core really didn't pick that move up. Dickerson here dribbles between right and left to the top of the key. It's controlled by Straw. Now a little floater down to the right edge of the post. Kleesner off the glass and good. 61-54 the lead. Kent State with now 8:42 to go in quarter number 4. Dingle, right side drive, going across the paint to put it up and in with the left hand. And she started on the right and changed directions to the left. Right near the post and fired it through for two. 63-54. Miami 1 for 6 in her last 6 field goals. Kleesner left elbow, dribbling with the right arm in the paint. Will try to go cross court and instead decided not to do that. She tried to shoot it from the right side of the post, but getting her hands in there, Lindsey Thal to knock it away. It went out of bounds at the baseline. Miami will inbound here with 11 to shoot. Dickerson gave it to Kleesner, near corner. We'll pass back. Dickerson here, dribbling right arm, 5 to shoot. Lauren Dickerson, top of the key, moves there for a three, way too far left as his shot clock expired. Blackford over the timeline, right edge of the floor for the Golden Flashes. Gave it for Dingle, dribbling between the left and right arm. Little dish to the far side for Thal, top of the key. Blackford drives in, Straw missed it there. Now Dickerson over the timeline, middle of the floor. Straw gave it down to the far corner as Abby Hoff had it for Miami. We get a whistle here for a foul at Geshan, the RedHawks offensively. And now we get a whistle here for a timeout called by Miami. And I guess this will be a media timeout as well. RedHawks will use their second timeout of the game. 7:40 to go in the fourth. 63-54. Kent State has the lead as the RedHawks trying their best to battle back here from Millett Hall in Oxford. This is Miami basketball on Red Hawk Radio. 7:40 remains in the fourth quarter here from Millett Hall in Oxford. Kent State 63, Miami 54 in women's basketball action this Saturday afternoon. Golden Flashes trying to make it a 3-game winning streak. Miami wants to snap their 2-game losing streak. Lindsay Thal left wing outside the arc for Kent State. Up top for Blackwood. Hannah Young far side. Return stop the key for Shoemate. 15 to shoot. Shoemate number 14 of blue. This is Isaiah Dingle, top of the key, and your side feed. Thal got a three-pointer off and good after a screen from Isaiah Dingle. 66-54, Kent State the lead. Hawks 1 for 5 in their last 5 field goals. Dickerson left side. Offensive end of the floor, shovel pass far corner, Kleeser baseline drive. Got control of the ball again after losing it, and is able to put it off the glass and in for 2. For that shot good from the left post. So Kent State here. Side Dingle, far side feed, 4-9 the Blackford. Dingle. Left wing, it's Katie Shoemate. Up top, a pass by Hannah Young, caught after almost getting picked off by Peyton Scott. Now Dingle works her way to the left edge of the paint and fires it off the glass and in for 2. Dickerson left arm dribble over the timeline far side, hands it back for Peyton Scott. And corrals it here for Miami at the top of the key. Scott up top for Straw. Far side for Kleesner. Back to Straw. We'll work it here to the left edge of the arc. Straw baseline off the glass net for a pair. And a 10-point lead here for Kent State. Here's Dingle with the ball. Dribbling left arm for the Golden Flashes. She stands at the top of the key. Pass in for Blackford, right edge, right elbow. Will try to make her way across the paint, but a good defensive play. Kleeser blocking down the attempt. Dickerson over the line, right side, in the paint. Dances her way to the corner for a pass to Straw, and they whistle a travel. And the patrons that sit on the sidelines here on the floor did not appreciate the whistle. Blackford over the line, left wing for Kent State. 5.5 to go in the fourth. Hands back, Tingle, left wing drive, and gets it to go for an and one. Contact made there on Dingle's drive down the left edge of the paint. Kenzie Schmitz picks up her second personal. Chance for a three-point play for the Golden Flashes here, who are up by 12. Barring this shot off the hands of Dingle, 71.2% free throw shooter on the year. She's 1 for 2 tonight. And Dingle will make it. And Isaiah Dingle now up to 13 points, second on Kent State's team behind Blackford's 21. Dickerson far side fires the three. It's good, nothing but net. Right at the top of the possession, Lauren Dickerson has 13 points in the game and is just 2 for 7 now for three-point land. Near side, Monique Smith for Kent State has the ball. We'll dish back up top for Dingle. 5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Dingle inside the arc, right edge, under the hoop, little pass near side. Shoemate off the glass, no good. Tip to the near corner and picked up there by Abby Hoff. And a whistle here. Hoff lost control of the ball. Shoemate came in to try to knock it free under the Miami hoop. It will stay with the RedHawks. With 4:52 now left in the fourth. Possession arrow favoring Kent State right now. They lead at 71-61. Kent State has committed no fouls yet in the quarter. RedHawks have committed 1. Dickerson over the timeline left wing. Scott back for Kenzie Schmitz, who is at the point. Kleesner, Schmitz, right side. Three is good. Kenzie Schmitz. She's on the board and scoring today. Now 1 for 2 from three-point land, number 23 in white. 71-64, Kent State lead. A foul and a drive down the right side on Isaiah Dingle. Dickerson will grab her second as she made some contact on the arm of Asia Dingle, who made the play in. Dingle will go to the line here for a pair. Dickerson is going to take a seat for Miami. She leads the RedHawks in minutes today with 32. She had not come out of this game yet until then. And Dingle's first free throw is good. So I believe in Dickerson's place they brought in number 0, Monique Espran. Espran has appeared in 14 minutes in this game. Second free throw good from Dingle. So now up the near side of the floor, Peyton Scott for Miami, dribbling a right arm. And back to the left side. Kleesner, left edge of the paint. Outside the arc, control here, Abby Hoff. Up top for Peyton Scott, dribbles the right arm, hits the brakes inside the arc, returns back for Kleesner on the arc. Near side feed, long three-pointer, short off the hands of Schmitz, who just made the last one, and players fighting for the rebound under the Kent State hoop. The RedHawks will pick up the foul. It'll be against Peyton Scott, and it is her third personal. Kent State controls now under the hoop, little give and go. Asia Dingle trying to go over the timeline left side, and we get a double dribble whistled here on her as she was crossing half court. Kind of lost control of the ball for a second. That's what triggered the call. Inbound coming near side, Miami's offensive end. Peyton Scott got it off their bounce from Abby Hoff. Scott down the left edge of the paint, trying to fire up a shot. It was tipped away. And out of bounds off Kent State by number 44, Lindsey Thal. Sophomore forward out of Strongsville, Ohio. RedHawks here will inbound from the near side of the baseline. 3:50 to go in the fourth. They have 24 to shoot. Kleesner near corner. Stripped away. It went off of her last out the baseline. Kent State gets it back. Good job there by Blackford to get her hands in. 73-64. The Golden Flashes lead it. Lindsey Thal in the paint, pass to the near side, controlled here by Nyla Blackford. Trying to cross the timeline. Kleesner will angle her out of bounds at the near side, and they say it goes out on Kent State. Kent State bench wants a foul. As a great play there by Kleesner, basically to just use body position, her hands up in the air, angle the ball carrier right out of bounds. Here the timeline on the near side. And Blackford had nowhere to go. Scott far side, top of the key three, good! Off the hands of Abby Hoff. And now it's a 6-point game with 3:20 to go in the fourth. 73-67 Golden Flashes. Miami a full court press. Far corner trying to take it over to Thal. Has to pass to the near side. Shoemate. They got 4 to go over the timeline. Shoemate runs into Scott. They pass it into open space down the Kent State offensive end under the hoop. A foul whistled here as Kleesner and Blackford were both going for it. And let's see what they called it on. Called on Kleesner. Deanna Hendricks wants an explanation of the call, and the longtime Miami fans of Miami women's basketball are not happy with the call. Asia Dingle trying to inbound on the near side of the baseline from Kent State to the near corner, and Hannah Young was just fouled again by Peyton Scott. Peyton Scott picks up her fourth. The foul that caused a lot of discrepancy was on Savannah Kleesner. That's her fourth as well. So 3:05 to go in the fourth quarter, and a couple Miami players are in foul trouble. Peyton Scott has 4, Kleesner has 4. A pair of free throws at the line for Hannah Young. She sinks the first one to make it a 7-point game, 74-67 Kent State. Hannah Young, the sophomore guard out of Forest, Virginia. The second one, too hard, so it remains 7-point contest. Kent State leads it. Dickerson here over the timeline left wing. Will control the ball to the far corner, launch off a jumper from there, it's short. Dickerson today is just 4 for 11 from the field. Kent State over the timeline, middle of the floor. Shoemate pulls up right elbow, walks it outside the arc, dribbling with the left arm. Dishes back here for Asia Dingle. 2:40 to go in the fourth. Kent State 15 to shoot. Dingle controls it half court. Will walk it to the free throw area, dish back, and a travel here. Katie Shoemate had the ball outside the arc. Well, she got the pass inside the arc and then kind of hopped back outside, looking to shoot off a 3, but that is what triggered the travel call. And so it'll be an inbound here as Abby Hoff will put it in for Dickerson. Over the timeline left edge. Dickerson right arm dribble. The ball gets lost in the paint. Will return to the RedHawks as Kent State player getting her hands in to fire it out the sideline. Waiting to inbound here on the far baseline is Alexis Straub. We get a whistle here for a foul before that happens. Young is whistled for her fourth, and that is the first team foul for Kent State in this fourth quarter with 2:22 left. 74-67, Kent State the lead. Inbound pass caught by Dickerson, near side outside the arc. Dickerson dribbles between the left and right arm, goes top of the key, launches a three, and it's good. Dickerson makes it a 4-point game with 2:10 to go in the fourth. Kent State back the other way. Tingle over the timeline far side. Dishes to the right edge of the post. Trying to go up for a shot, but the attempt blocked away. Blackford was stripped of the ball. Dickerson over the timeline right edge. Near side three, Hoff. Got it to go! 74-73, Kent State. 9-0 run for Miami in the last minute and a half. Kent State will call a timeout. With 1:41 to go in the fourth quarter, the crowd of Millett Hall fired up. After three straight three-pointers rather. Two of them are from Dickerson, the other from Abby Hoff, and the Miami RedHawks trail this basketball game by just 1 point. 74-73 your score. 11 points now today for Abby Hoff. Dickerson leads the RedHawks with 16. She is now 3 for 8 from outside the arc. Abby Hoff today 3 for 4 from three-point land. And add a couple of free throws in there for Abby Hoff. She has 11 points on the day, leading the RedHawks rather with 6 rebounds as well. So with less than 2 minutes to go, 1:41 to be exact, Kent State has to kind of climb back here. The RedHawks have tilted the floor in their direction, their own direction. Thal back to the top of the key for Isaiah Tingle. Dribbles here, right arm. Down to the right elbow, will dish it back. Three from Young in front of the bench, missed. Rebound tipped out by Blackford. Dickerson angles her off to steal it away. Dickerson back up the floor, top of the key. Left wing drive off the glass and in for two! And the RedHawks lead it by 1. Dingle now top of the key for Kent State. This is the first lead for Miami since the first half. They've only led the game for 11 seconds until now. Dingle, right elbow, back for a three. It's way short, off the hands of Thal. It's an air ball. And it goes out of bounds through the baseline. Miami will call a timeout with 56.5 seconds left in the fourth. They lead it by 175-74. Just a few minutes to go in this game, the RedHawks are trailing by 14 points. 13 points, beg your pardon. And that was with 5:29 to go in the fourth quarter. Kent State had the lead 71-58. So the 13-point difference kept being edged off by the Miami RedHawks, and they now lead this game with 56.5 seconds left by 1, 75-74 on Kent State. RedHawks trying to get their second MAC win of the year and snap their 2-game losing streak. As it's all been propelled by some three-pointers. A pair from Lauren Dickerson, and then you add one off the hands of Abby Hoff to give Miami in the last 2 minutes and 10 seconds an 8-0 run, and in the last 4 minutes and 34 seconds a 17-4 run. They're 4 for 5 in their last 5 field goals. So the RedHawks will inbound here on the far side of their offensive end of the floor. They'll have a fresh shot clock and 56.5 seconds left after the timeout. Miami just 1 timeout left. Kent State has 2. And the inbound will come in here from Abby Hoff. Will try to bounce it past Blackford and does to the hands of Dickerson, who dribbles with the left arm here. Outside the arc. Dickerson a shovel to the far corner. Scott controls for Miami. Walks it back up toward the arc. Scott finds room for a jumper from 16. It goes in and out. And Kent State will pick up the rebound. 36 seconds to go in the fourth. 25 to shoot for the Golden Flashes. Shoemate, left elbow will hit the brakes. Give it back for Dingle, far side. Blackford charges in, then back out in front of the Kent State bench. Right wing pass for Dingle. 14 to shoot, 23 left here in the quarter. And a timeout called by Kent State, who now will just have one remaining with 22 seconds left in the fourth. They're going to have 12 to shoot after the timeout, which was called by their head coach Todd Starkey, standing in front of the bench. So what we thought might have been a blowout game with about 4 minutes to go in the fourth quarter has suddenly turned into a very exciting finish here from Millett Hall in Oxford. Miami 75, Kent State 74, a come from behind lead for the RedHawks. And if they were to hold on and win this game, Dickerson and Abby Hoff with some tremendous offensive contributions in the last few moments of this fourth quarter, who really got the RedHawks close with the Golden Flashes in this one. Blackford still leads Kent State in points. She has 21. 18 points for Lauren Dickerson. She leads Miami. Kleesner and Hoff are both tied at 4-11 for second on the team for the RedHawks today. Kent State has been scoreless in the last 2 minutes and 43 seconds. Coming out of this timeout, as Miami leads here by 1. So Miami has 5 team fouls, meaning anytime they foul Kent State, the Golden Flashes will get 2 free throws. Kent State has 4 fouls to give. And a long flow past the inside for Schumann under the hoop. RedHawks steal it away. Near's corner and a foul as Kenzie Schmitz control the ball. Kent State getting hands in on her. 18 and a half seconds to go in the fourth quarter, and there's going to be an inbound coming for the RedHawks. Again, Kent State with 4 fouls to give, so they can foul pretty much as much as they want here in the last 18 and a half seconds. So now 2 team fouls for Kent State. They have 3 to give in this quarter. Inbound coming off the hands of Abby Hoff. Defensive end of the floor. Full court press, Kent State. It goes off the hands of Peyton Scott on the near side. The RedHawks are arguing the call. They say Kent State will return with the ball in their offensive end of the floor with 17.4 seconds left and the shot clock off. Deanna Hendricks standing in front of the Miami bench. She's just pointing to the monitor. And it looks like the referees will in fact review it. As Peyton Scott came away from that play vehemently protesting with the referee that it did not in fact go off of her. And then of course Asia Dingle of Kent State, also involved in the play, said, "I didn't touch it." So we're a timeout here for referees Bob Enterline and Troy Ramey to review this. And it all comes with 17.4 seconds to go here in the fourth quarter. Both teams have 1 timeout remaining. Miami the lead 75-74 here from Millett Hall in Oxford. Again, after this, college hockey coming your way tonight on Red Hawk Radio. Miami taking on North Dakota in game 2 of a 2-game set from Goggin Ice Center tonight. That'll come your way at 7 o'clock Eastern Time on Red Hawk Radio. Hope you'll join me for that one in a few hours, as we'll pack it up here from Millett and head over across campus to Goggin. Referee still peeking at the monitor as this play happened on the near side of the Kent State offensive end to my left. And the ball went out of bounds to the near sideline. The best angle they're probably going to have at it is going to be the main game camera that's above half court behind me in the top row of the stands here at Millett Hall. The other good angle may be on the basket camera that's a handheld camera below the basket to my right. It could shoot kind of up the near sideline to see who tipped it away. Other than that, that's about all the looks you're going to get. So we wait patiently here for the referees to again review this play to see who touched it last out of bounds. If Kent State, in fact, gets it back offensively, then that would be huge for them. They'd have a chance at the final shot, plus a timeout with 17.4 seconds left, and any basket that they shoot, a field goal-wise, would win them the game. Down 75-74 to the Miami RedHawks. The referee's still looking at it. And so it looks like they're both kind of just conferring right now about what they see on the monitor. Probably depends on what angle is better. The Rocks trying to snap their 2-game losing streak this afternoon. Kent State wants to continue being tied for first in the MAC East with Ohio and Buffalo and to have a 3-game winning streak. Golden Flash is 500 in the MAC right now with a 2-2 record in the conference. Redhawks are huddled in front of their bench with Deanna Hendricks, who's smiling. It is the 5 players that were on the floor during that last play. It appears to be Dickerson, Abby Hoff, Kleesner, Scott, and maybe Kenzie Schmitz on the far side. Kent State is on their defensive end of the floor, just kind of standing, or the offensive end of the floor, just kind of standing around right now. Number 3, Asaya Dingle, is talking to some of the courtside patrons who are cheering for Miami. All right, we have our call now. Oh, never mind, we don't have our call. One of the referees came off the monitor and let the third referee, who wasn't looking at it originally, step in and give her opinion. That is Christine Esparza. Your attendance at Millett Hall today, 431 people. Fairly decent for a women's basketball game this year at Millett. So they're letting multiple referees look at the play to get their opinion on it. And they will break away here from the monitor. It appears we have our call. Deanna Hendricks will get an explanation now. She has not reacted to it. We still haven't gotten a call yet, and they're bringing the ball down toward the Kent State end of the floor, and they say it's going to stay with the Golden Flashes. So buckle up, folks. 18.5 seconds are left in the fourth quarter. Miami 75, Kent State 74. Inbound here on the near side of the offense. They're going to bring it down toward the baseline for Kent State. Near side of the baseline, it'll be thrown in by Asaya Dingle. And Kent State, with a shot clock off and 1 timeout, has the opportunity to win it. They're going to get the final shot this afternoon at Millett. Dingle guarded by Scott, looking to inbound. Will float it up in the air high, and it's caught there top of the key by Thal. Pass to the far side, Hannah Young, 13 to go. Dingle, right side of the floor, walks it up top of the key, drive to the left side, pushed around, and we get a blocking foul whistled on Miami. Dingle made the charge in. She collided with about 4 white jerseys. And it will be Kenzie Schmitz, 3rd personal.
At the line to shoot the bonus, freshman shooting 2 for Kent State. Number 3.
So with 7.9 seconds left, there are free throws coming here for Asia Dingle. The first one good, and we're tied. The good news about this, though, the Redhawks will get the ball back with 7.9 to go in the fourth. And we'll have the final shot. Dingle makes the second free throw, so Kent State now has the 1-point lead at 76-75. And so before the possession here, the Redhawks will call their final timeout. So 5 team fouls for Miami, 2 for Kent State. So the Golden Flashes here could possibly foul and keep fouling when the Redhawks throw the ball in. This will be from the, I guess, the defensive end of the floor, although with a timeout they may adjust it. So again, the Redhawks are out of timeouts now. Kent State still has 1 left, so if they don't like the defensive setup on the floor, they can still call it. RedHawks going to inbound the ball here on their offensive side of the floor. Abby Hoff will be in front of the Miami bench on the far side, about 10 feet away from the timeline. And the Kent State Golden Flashes will come away from the huddle and set up. Hoff the inbound, 7.9 to go. RedHawks trail by 1. Inside for Kleesner. She's in the arc. Stripped away by Nyla Blackford. Breakaway to our left. And it's off the glass and in for 2. Kent State up by 3. 7/10 of a second to go. Scott, last second flail. Way short from half court. And the Kent State Golden Flashes come into Oxford and stun the Miami RedHawks with some last-second heroics. Nyla Blackford, the leading scorer for the Golden Flashes, who finishes the day with 23 points. Turns out to be the defensive hero for Kent State, who win it by 3 over Miami today. Well, the Ducks were down by 13 with 5:29 to go in the fourth quarter. They were able to battle back and hold the lead inside a minute left. They were up 75-74, and then Kent State with 2 free throws after the foul. They were made by Isaiah Dingle. The RedHawks were able to take the ball back down the floor, and then it was broken up by Nyla Blackford. RedHawks were trying to pass it down low. Controlling the ball was Kleesner. She was trying to get a feed from outside by Dickerson, and the entire play was broken up. Blackford on the breakaway back the other way was able to finish it off with a layup. Kent State 78, Miami 75. Your final today from Millett Hall. Leading point getter for the Rocks, number 13, Laura Dickerson, who finished with 18 points of the day, 6 for 13 from the field, 3 for 8 from three-point land, 3 for 4 from the free throws. She led all those categories for the RedHawks today. Dickerson also leading the team with 6 assists and played in all 36 minutes of this contest. So good to see Dickerson back out on the floor for the RedHawks. Nyla Blackford, the player of the game for Kent State by far, 23 points of the day for her, 11 for 18 from the field. She was 1 for 1 from three-point land and also played in all 36 minutes of this game. Nyla Blackford, the freshman forward out of Louisville, Kentucky, who had 19 points Wednesday in their game at Northern Illinois, is going to be a thorn in the side of any team in the Mid-American Conference for the next 4 years, as she can make such an impact in a basketball game as a freshman already. You'll think she'll get a little bit better as well. And so finishing the day, leading the team with 23 points on it. The night Kent State had 4 players in double figures. Blackford, Thal, Dingle, and Shumate in Miami able to have 3 players in double figures today, and Dickerson, Kleesner, and Abby Hoff. So the Golden Flashes with a win improved to 10-6 overall. They are now 3-2 in the conference. Their winning streak extends to 3 games. For Miami, their losing streak extends to 3 games as well. They're 8-9 overall, a 1-4 start in conference play for the Miami women's basketball team, who hits the road for the next 2 games. They'll play Wednesday at Akron for a 7 p.m. start, and then Saturday, January 25th, will be in Muncie to take on the Cardinals of Ball State for a 1 p.m. start a week from today. Next game for Kent State, they are at home Saturday against Buffalo, a 1 o'clock start. So the Golden Flashes have an entire week off before playing the Bulls at home, 1 p.m. on Saturday. And then Wednesday, January 29th, they'll take on the Ball State Cardinals at home, 7 p.m. start for that game from Kent, Ohio. So glad you joined us today on RedHawk Radio. We appreciate you tuning in. RedHawks falling today by 3, 78-75, your final. Please join us tonight in about 3 hours' time, 7 p.m. Eastern Time over at Goggin Ice Center. I'll have the call of Miami and North Dakota on the ice tonight for Game 2 of a 2-game set over at Goggin Ice Center. So until then, thank you so much for listening, and please have a great rest of your afternoon. We'll see you later tonight for Miami and North Dakota on the ice. This is Patrick Geshan saying so long and good afternoon from Millett Hall in Oxford. This has been a presentation of Miami basketball on RedHawk Radio.